Ranked as the 8th largest economy in the world and the top exporting state in the U.S., Texas relies on the strength, resiliency, and capacity of our state's seaports.
We tell people often that what we do, it is about jobs and economic development. We just happen to do it at a large port.
The impact of Texas ports truly extends far beyond their coastline communities. Together, they generate nearly $714 billion in economic value. They also support 2.5 million jobs and provide more than $17 billion in tax revenue each and every year.
At the state level, I can tell you, every person in all 254 counties is impacted by the activity through the port. The products we handle, you can find them on the store shelves and you can find them in your homes. So we know that we're touching the lives of everyone in the state.
Texas ports are the backbone of the maritime industry, which accounts for more than 28% of the state's gross domestic product. Now, with historic funding provided by the 88th Texas Legislature and delivered through the Texas Department of Transportation's Maritime Infrastructure Program, our ports are poised to increase and modernize their operations, ensuring they can support the ever-growing needs of our supply chain.
I know at our port, it's a game changer. I mean, we've had docks that have been ignored for decades, and this has given us the first opportunity to really fix those and make them productive.
Back in 2011, 2012, we started having concrete failure. And so we've sat for 15 years because we didn't have the funds to be able to rebuild it. With the grant funds, we were able to start on that now, and we're currently in construction.
The MIP project for us is a improvement on seawalls that were originally created in the 1960s, deteriorated over time, and we're basically reconstructing them to make them up to modern standards so that we can increase our commercial activity at the port.
The ship loader that we have is 40 years old, and the equipment, if it fails, if it has a break, the parts to correct that problem don't exist any longer, and they have to be fabricated. This is going to save us time. It's going to save us a lot of extra funding because we're not fabricating replacement parts.
The Maritime Infrastructure Program was created to help support capital improvement projects at Texas ports. In a first-of-its-kind decision, $200 million in funding was authorized by the 88th Texas Legislature and approved by the Texas Transportation Commission for 12 infrastructure projects at 12 ports. And ports have matched these funds dollar for dollar.
The fact that we are now inside the gates and able to do infrastructure projects like docks, railways, all those things that make cargoes move through our ports has been an incredible value to the ports this year.
These infrastructure investments allow ports to better support the growth of existing business, attract new clients, and adapt to ever-changing domestic and global conditions, all while remaining viable and competitive.
We can load the barges 20% more than what's legally allowed on the public roadways. So it relieves pressure off those transportation systems and rail systems. It's critically needed here in Texas. It helps us remain competitive here in the United States as well as globally.
I think the biggest impact we see is the ability to expand the cargo business. And as we increase that business, we'll be creating more jobs and bringing in more cargo, which means more jobs.
Port improvements not only help business, they help improve the quality of life in their communities while contributing to the economic health of the region and the state.
I think it's a very small investment for a huge possible return. The total investment from TxDOT on this particular project is about $8.7 million. Just the infrastructure improvement will bring in, I'm going to estimate, somewhere around $200 million a year in revenues plus jobs for the area.
The port industries in Corpus Christi are holding down about 95,000 jobs, and to be able to support those customers through infrastructure projects like the bulk terminal improvement project is particularly significant to us.
Once completed, these port projects will be used immediately to move cargo and increase efficiency, generating instant revenue for the state and their local communities. Every dollar invested in seaports provides an estimated $53.46 return in state and local tax revenue.
We understand the significance of the investment in Texas. We also understand what the return is for Texas, for the economy, and the citizens of Texas. Texas ports are extremely important to the economic vitality, and we want to do our level best to help support that. We're stewards of these facilities. They require significant investment. They also have a significant impact on the state of Texas.